The nuclear deal should clear the way ahead for Iran. The nation is now able to spend more time pushing ties with the rest of the world, including China, a big power with which it has long enjoyed cooperation. An independent and trustful country. That's how Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei described China for its cooperation during the sanctions era. Chinese President Xi Jinping was the first foreign head of state to visit Iran after its nuclear issue was resolved. The two ancient civilizations plan to increase bilateral trade to $600 billion over the next decade and elevate their ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership, carrying forward their millennia-old friendship. Their exchanges and conflict-free cooperation dates back 2,000 years, thanks to the Silk Road. And the China-led Belt and Road Initiative is expected to push those ties even further in this post-deal era.
What about after this? Some were suggesting Iran was giving a very good deal to the European counterparts when it comes to the oil and energy prices. Many wonder, will that be the same to Iran's trade partners, which has been with Iran for decades?
Undoubtedly, we will not forget our friends during the hard time, and China was one of our friends, and we had a good tradition of working before the sanctions, during the sanctions, and we hope that after the lifting of sanctions we will continue this trend. The visit of the President of China to Iran and very good agreements, and especially the strategic partnership between two countries, shows that there is a strong will in Iran for continuing a good, a very good relationship with China, and this is our understanding that there are many areas that China can participate in aftermath of the sanctions, economic development of Iran. It's maybe the impact of these problems, which I mentioned before, also has overshadowed the more activity of banking system of China, or financial system of China. But we think that further activity of investors, Chinese investors, for direct investment as well as financing projects will bring a very bright future for the economic and trade relation of Iran and China. I think that if you compare our relationships and the familiarity of Iranian market and businessmen with China, as well as the absence of European companies during these 4 or 5 years, it has created a better opportunity for Chinese companies, and they have such a privilege that they can keep their important role in Iranian market.
There's also China's proposal of One Belt, One Road, Belt and Road Initiative. Certainly Iran is a very important position. How can Iran also jump on this train?
I think when we look to the future of China, the role which China is playing in the world economy, in the global economy, it's very natural that the Chinese are pursuing some initiatives to be compatible with such a way. And the One Belt, One Road is one of these initiatives that includes many countries. And Iran, with the very good tradition of cooperation with China, can play an important role. And this is something that we always have shown our preparedness to work with China in order to define a comprehensive plan that can fill this puzzle as a whole. There are some gaps that can be filled by Iran and Iranian economy, which is one of the growing economies after sanctions. So I think there are many benefits in this cooperation in the framework of One Belt, One Road with China.
Any specific example you can give?
I think that the transit roads between China and different markets in Europe, in Caucasus, in some parts of Arab countries. You know, Iran is a very stable and safe country. When we are talking about the transit roads or transit routes, one of the main elements for considering a way as a transit is the security and stability. So I'm sure that in any assessment, in any analysis, when China is looking for further access to the other markets, Iran is inevitably one of the main ways for such a purpose.
How does Iran start your process of re-engaging with the international community? Is there a specific roadmap you're having in mind?
I think that after this deal with the P5+1, now Iran is a market that many countries think that for their own economic growth, they need to work and cooperate with Iran. And we have opened our market. But we have some, I cannot say preconditions, but we have something in our mind that for the future of our economy, we need a kind of partnership with the other countries, that they can invest in Iran. We need a shared and joint venture, not a pure trade with the other countries. Now, leaders of many countries have understood that they can work with Iran as a regional power. Iran's role cannot be ignored.